this week's Greyhound View, we visit trainer Owen McKenna to discuss his prospects for the following year, as well as recently licensed trainer Stephen Burke. We look back at the nail-biting final of the John J.Casey 575 from Shelbourne Park, plus the semi-finals of the Shelbourne Puppy Stake from Limerick. But first, we join in fortune at Harold's Cross.
We're here at Harold's Cross this evening for the final of the Conor Puppy Stake. Last year won by Flashing Moment. He turned out to be one of the season's top performers. Tonight, in the final, Knock Bill, the hot favourite, racing in Trap 6, but any one of the 6 could turn out to be something special. It really is a final to savour. Let's take a look at the lineup.
Number 1 is Legal Knight, owned by Anne Buckley, a son of Judicial Pride and Legal Jan. Legal Knight has won 1 from 6 races, a member of a top-class litter, a dog with a lot of pace. In 2, we have Air Force James, owned by Keith Doherty, trained by Paul Hennessy, a son of Top Honcho and Mineola Puma, a dog who normally breaks very slowly, but what a finish, absolutely flies from halfway. In Trap 3, we have Knock Wine, owned by Ger Moriarty from Kerry, a daughter of Split the Bill and Ardfert Miss, one of 2 runners for Ger in this final, 2 members of the same litter. Knock Wine a fast starter, both of these top-class racers. Number 4 is the second member of this Judicial Pride Legal Jan litter, owned by Anne Buckley. It's Legal Moment, has won 6 of his 9 or her 9 races, a very consistent greyhound. She breaks well and stays strongly. In Trap 5, we have Final Man, owned by Peter Mullett from England, trained in Kilkenny by Margaret Fortune, a son of Rowan Oakey and Final Gift, another real early pacer, has won 4 out of his 8 races to date. And in the stripes, we have the favourite, Knock Bill, owned by Ger Moriarty, the son of Split the Bill and Ardfert Miss. Hugely impressive when on his first run here at Harold's Cross in the semi-final. He won in 28.74, displaying brilliant early pace. The bell goes, the final of the Conor Puppy 525. In Trap 1, Legal Knight. In 2, we have Air Force James. 3, Knock Wine. 4, Legal Moment. In Trap 5 is Final Man, and the favourite Knock Bill on the outside in 6. The hare behind Traps and away to go, and it's number 5 fast away, Final Man. Number 3 going up on the inside, Knock Wine, and look at number 1, Legal Knight on the inside. The favourite gets around on the outside, but it's number 1, Legal Knight, takes it up on the corner, leads into the back straight. From number 6, Knock Bill in second. Number 4, Legal Moment is third, and then number 2, Air Force James, putting in a big run. As they come down towards the third bend, it's number 1 out front, Legal Knight. Chased now by Legal Moment, the little sister, and then number 2, Air Force James, putting in a big run. But coming up the straight, it's number 1, Legal Knight's going to win this one, from number 2, Air Force James second, and number 4, Legal Moment in third. The time 28.87. The result of the Conor Puppy 525, the winner, number 1, Legal Knight, owned by Anne Buckley. She had a 1-3 in the final. Second was number 2, Air Force James, and third, number 4, Legal Moment. The winning time, 28.87.
Well, with 2 runners in the final, Anne and Bill Buckley had a better than average chance of winning the Conor Puppy 525, and they certainly did with the Legal Knight. Bill, I believe differing opinions in the house this evening.
Well, that's right, Ian. I fancied the one dog, I fancied him well, and Anne fancied 4, the bitch Legal Moment, which is a great bitch. But I think she met a bit of trouble with the number 5 dog tonight. And your man got a clear run, which has made all the difference.
And that was that, once leading around the second corner, not going to be caught.
I was afraid of Paul Hennessy's dog, number 2, because he's one of the greatest stayers of all times.
Indeed, Anne, making a habit of winning with this litter.
Yeah, they're absolutely fantastic now, Ian. You know, they're very good, and his brother won earlier on tonight in the 6th race.
Have they all won at this stage?
Yes, they all have won, every one of them.
Big plans for the year ahead?
Hope for the best, you know. I mean, you can never tell in dog racing, but we'll see how this fella comes out. Now maybe I might get a buyer for him after tonight. I could do with selling 1 or 2 of them.
Well, 1st and 3rd this evening. Make the journey home a little easier.
That's grand, Ian, and thanks very much.
Owen McKenna, who moved over from England, is now a well-established trainer here in Ireland. And with some very promising prospects, this year could be the best yet.
Well, I suppose my main 2 would be Troopy's Agassi, Knock Even Major. I've got a nice kennel of dogs at the moment, but I have to start off with Knock Even Major. Won the National Puppy Stake in Shelbourne, went through it unbeaten. He had a long year really. Started off very young, May, in the Red Mills and raced in Kilkenny. And he sort of wasn't really he wasn't the finished article at the time, but like as the year went on, I gave him lots of racing, lots of experience, and it stood to him, I think, when he went to the national puppy in Shelbourne, and he looks a nice prospect for the year. Like good early pace, doesn't fly the box, but good early pace, bit of a run to the bend suits him. He's having a rest at the moment. He'll come back for the Produce Stakes. It's in the balance whether he go to Wimbledon or not. We'll decide later. Like, he might not. But there's plenty racing for the year for him anyway. Droopy's Agassi, he's an old favourite really. Had him from very young, like, and we saw what he was like last year. Like, he had a good year. He very unlucky in the Derby. The week everything went wrong, but it was a fast time in the night, and I think he was capable of getting very near anyway. But he's back. He's had a lot of galloping. He's had his first trial back in Shelbourne, like, and hopefully he's going to go for the Gold Cup. All going well. Hopefully it's a long year ahead for him if he stays sound, and he's another that possible for Wimbledon, like, if we decide to go. But as I said, there's plenty of racing here, plenty of good money, and hopefully there's a long year ahead for him. Apart from them two, there's a nice little dog, Droopy Seb. He started off on race stake in Shelbourne. He didn't really show what he's able to show in the competition. He usually cracks out of the box and good early pace, but he never really showed his ability in Shelbourne now. He's hopefully running during the festival in Clonmel. He's another possible, as for Wimbledon if we decide to go, but like further down the line we'll decide, and he looks a nice little prospect, good early pace, and very hopeful. There's a nice dog, Deerfield Rock. He started off in on race stake in Thurles. He won the first night, won the semi-final, got no sort of run the final. He's very fast. He's done 29.08 in Thurles, but I think he's going to be more of 575, 600 yards dog. He's by split the bill, very fast little dog, lacking a little bit of early pace, but he does looks hopefully a Derby dog, and maybe 575. He's very green and he should improve during the year. I have a young pup called Droopy's DiMaggio. He's a Droopy's Merson out of Macy Grey. He's unraced, he's only an October pup, but from what the schooling we've done with him so far, he looks very fast and very pacey, so hopefully he's got a long year ahead of him. He'll be aimed at the puppy stakes later in the year. Another promising little dog is Droopy's Ferdy, who's in an unraced stake in Clonmel. He won the first round, 29.30. He's very novice. I know very little about this dog. He qualified the first two trials I've given him, and he's very little schooling done since. So he looks to be a bright prospect. So hopefully later in the year he should come to hand a bit more. But I've got a lot of young dogs in the kennel at the moment. They're only 15, 16 months old. They're really just getting to know them. So it'll be later in the year before we know what they're like. But hopefully it should be a bright year, ahead. So we're just hoping for the best.
It's still the early days of 2003, but we have a wonderful atmosphere with us here in Limerick tonight. And why not following the introduction of a new sweepstake? It's the Shelbourne Stud Puppy Stake, which carries with it a top prize of €7,500. Tonight we're down to the semi-final stage, of which there are two to qualify from each of the semi-finals for next weekend's final. Dogs are in traps now for this, the first semi-final. In 1, it's Nikita Billy. 2, Aaron Sheila. 3, Mustang Mojo. 4 is vacant. In 5, Velvet Johnny. And trap 6, Sagamore Jack. Here on the final bend of this, the opening semi-final, and they're off and racing, and there's a very good break by 5. That's Velvet Johnny up the centre. It's Aaron Sheila though, and Aaron Sheila leads now from Nikita Billy into that opening bend. On they go towards the second, and it's Aaron Sheila there. Nikita Billy beginning to make progress and moves into second. In third, it's Mustang Mojo. 1 and 3, the leading fancies before the off. They're tightly bunched at the third bend, but it's Aaron Sheila still holding off the challenge of Nikita Billy and Mustang Mojo off the final turn. Is there going to be an upset here? Aaron Sheila just pipped at the line by Mustang Mojo, very close for second. Without question, a very close finish here to the first semi-final, but a win for Mustang Mojo. Close for second, but Nikita Billy has got the nod, and third, Aaron Sheila. The winning time, 28.87. but remember, only 2 to qualify for the final. All set, so for the second semi-final. In 1, it's Billy's Bill. 2, 1 too many. Split the score is in 3. 4 is Vacant. 5 is Shelbourne Star. And with the stripes, we have Slippery Bill. And they're off and racing, in a very good break here wide by Shelbourne Star. But up front, it's Billy's Bill from 1 too many. The leading fancies before the off. Billy's Bill now going on just about from 1 too many. They are the 1-2. Split the score, moving into third, being challenged closely also by Shelbourne Star. Up front, it's Billy's Bill holding off 1 too many, or is he? As they round the final bend, it's 1 too many that's coming wide to take up the running as they go towards the line. It's going to be 1 too many, followed home by Billy's Bill, and third is Shelbourne Star. The top 2 places here taken by 1 too many and Billy's Bill, and for the record, Shelbourne Star finished third to the winning time, 28.54. The last 2 places in the final on offer in this, the third semi-final. In 1, it's Saffron Boss. 2, Flashing Away. Altenure Signal runs from box 3. 4 is Vacant. In 5, Ready to Step. And in trap 6, we have Deerfield Rock. Here swings the final bend and comes towards trap, and they're off and racing. And away very well is Ready to Step, and he has a length or 2 advantage now over Saffron Boss. Moves into second. In third is Altenure Signal, but way out in front at the moment we have Ready to Step. Remember, he had a smashing run in the first round when he clocked 28.91, and he's ahead now by at least 4 to perhaps 6 lengths. And it's Ready to Step that's going to win at his ease here up towards the finish. This is a very, very impressive run, but the race is on now for second, desperately close between Flashing Away and Deerfield Rock. Confirmation of the result in the third semi-final. Runaway win here for Ready to Step. Second, Flashing Away, and third, Deerfield Rock. The time 28.77. That's the second fastest of the semi-finals here tonight. The trap draw for next weekend's final was made here by Brian King, the manager of the Shelbourne Stud. It is in 1, Mustang Mojo. In 2, Billy's Bill. 3, 1 too many. Flashing Away is in 4. 5, Ready to Step, and trap 6, Nikita Billy.
In part 2, we talk to trainer Stephen Burke and review the final of the John J. Casey 575. Up-and-coming trainer Stephen Burke is no stranger to the Greyhound fraternity. Son of Sean and Anne from New Park Stud in County Tipperary, Stephen was involved in the 2001 Irish Derby winner Cool Performance, an experience he won't forget for a very long time.
It was a little bit surreal. It was wonderful to be there, and yet you didn't know, you didn't want to expect too much. But when it happened, it was all that we expected it might be. And it still lives with us, you know. Every day, like, you wake up and you realise that you have won one, and it's, you know, you really appreciate that. That was kind of the pinnacle. Hopefully we'll get to reach it again someday, but at the moment that would definitely be the highlight. I've been interested in dogs ever since I was a kid. My 3 brothers, they were all interested as well, but I was probably the most interested by far. I caught the bug in our household. It was either you were completely into it or else you were pushed away from it. I took out my own licence because I always fancied training, you know what I mean? It really is the heartbeat of greyhound racing at the end of the day. I've done the rearing, I've seen the stud side of it, and this is what I love to do. I love to see the fastest dogs running in the big races at the end of the day, and to see a fast dog in full motion is a sight to behold, and that's really why I do it and why I enjoy doing it, you know. I think they're a wonderful animal. They're wonderful pets, very gentle, but also they can be very, they've got great character. It's been going quite well. I've yet to win a big one, but been a few big finals, and the dogs seem to be running well. We're only starting off, and I'm still learning, and I have a lot to learn, and it's, with the way the greyhound industry is going, it's an exciting time for any young trainer or young people in dogs, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Stephen has both established and young dogs running under his name this year.
Mustang Buster would have been probably one of my more established dogs. He was in the final of Laurels last year and finished third, and also in the final of the Masters and finished third. But his principal target would probably be the English Derby. Mustang Mojo is probably the best young dog I have. He's been He's been a star for us so far. He's won 6 out of his 8 races. He was half a length off the clock in Youghal, and he won a puppy stake in Youghal. We're quite hopeful his target would probably be the Produce Stakes. One of the better bitches I have here is a bitch called Mustang Mega. She won the champion bitch stake just recently in only her 6th race, and she broke the track record in the process. We're very hopeful. She's got good early pace, and the Oaks would probably be her main target. Alex McKenzie, a good friend of mine in Scotland, sent her over to me and actually gave me a half share. And he said, do whatever you can with her. And luckily it's worked out well. Special Trick is a dog I got back from England. He sent him back because 480 was a bit too short for him, 640 was a bit too long. And we've got so many good 575 yard events here in Ireland now that it seemed like the perfect trip for him, you know. Lionel Mannering actually reared him here, and he's a member of a very good litter, which includes Connoisseur, Sean Me Boy, Fast Prankster and Special Event. Mustang Miracle, she's a young bitch we have at the moment. She's a current track record holder and hurlers over the 600. She actually knocks 20 spots off the previous best. She looks to have a bright future. Her main target would probably be the Cesar, which in about a month's time in Mullingar.
Like most of his contemporaries, Stephen's ambition is to win the biggest event on the Greyhound calendar.
I would definitely say I'd love to win another derby. That's the ultimate ambition for any greyhound trainer. I mean, it might never happen, but that's definitely the ambition. Also, I'd love to see some international racing. I'd love to see, with the advent of frozen seamen and that, I'd love to see maybe us taking on America or Australia. I think our dogs are capable of it, and that's what I'd love to see and I'd love to do. But that's a long way down the road, and right now we're just trying to win a few small races and just try and just make a living, basically. So the other things will come later.
Another huge crowd here at Shelbourne Park tonight for the final of the John J.Casey Open 575. A nervous time too for the owners of Serene Rumble, Eddie Ryan, and Late Late Show, Pat Kenny, as they wait for the big final and the third clash between these two great dogs. 4 other top-class finalists too for what should be a marvellous race. But first of all, let's have a look at the runners.
In Trap 1, Wine Tavern Taz, a son of Larkill Joe and Wine Tavern Kim, owned and trained by Noel Byrne and Wayne McCarthy, arguably the best drawn dog in the race, but needs a little luck to trouble the big 2 in the market. In Trap 2, Late Late Show, he needs no introduction, a son of Spar Nikita and Ullad Saitre, trained by Paul Hennessy for Pat Kenny in Dublin. 28 wins from 54 starts. He's any amount of credits to his name. He's won 2 Easter Cups, a Euro off-track 600. He won a Tote Gold Cup, second in a Derby. What more can be said about him? In 3, Empire Nikita, trained by Mary Gilbert for Charlie Cole in Dublin, a son of Spar Nikita and Woodhaven Jess. 4 wins from 24 starts, a wide-running sword. Maintains a strong gallop throughout, but he's available at any price. In 4, the hot favourite, Serene Rumble, trained by Michael O'Donovan for Eddie Ryan in Tipperary, a son of Smooth Rumble and 7.7. It's hard to believe he's only had 13 races. He's already won the Vodafone Grand Prix, reached the semi-finals of the Derby. He has brilliant pace, and he's going to take all the beating. In 5, Haliska Vienna, a second representative for Paul Hennessy, owned by Philip Neri Brown, a son of Smooth Rumble and Daly's Heartthrob, won the Euro off-track 600 last year at 20-1, a shock winner, but history unlikely to repeat itself here. And 6, Diego Glory, trained by Tommy Fagan for Ger Richardson and Martin Richard in Dublin, a son of Spar Nikita and Chica Cheetah. He's ideally drawn the stripes, ran the race of his life when catching Late Late Show for second spot behind Serene Rumble in the semi-finals, but needs a little luck here. Well, they're all in traps now for the final of the John J.Casey 575. The hot favourite, trap number 4, Serene Rumble. And the runners in trap order: 1 is Wine Tavern Taz, 2 Late Late Show, 3 Empire Nikita, 4 the sizzling hot favourite, Serene Rumble, 5 is Aliska Vienna, and 6 Diego Glory. The hair up behind traps. And away they go. And first to show, trap number 3, Empire Nikita. Serene Rumble in the middle, but here's his early pace showing in front. Now number 5, Aliska Vienna challenging. On the inside, Wine Tavern Taz around the corner. Wine Tavern Taz takes it up from number 4, Serene Rumble. In third is Aliska Vienna. Down the far side, Wine Tavern Taz. But here comes Serene Rumble. Late Late Show at the tail of the field has it all to do. But Serene Rumble leads into the third corner. In second, Wine Tavern Taz. Back in third, Diego Glory. Late Late Show trying to close, but he's in 5th spot. Around the final corner, it's Serene Rumble. What a brilliant greyhound. He didn't have it easy tonight, but he's won it in style. Second, number 1, Wine Tavern Taz, and third, number 6, Diego Glory. 31.56 the winning time. It wasn't easy, but he got there. The final of the John J. Casey, open 575, going to trap number 4, Serene Rumble, in tremendous fashion. Second, number 1, Wine Tavern Taz, and third, number 6, Diego Glory. The winning time, 31.56.
Normally Serene Rumble comes away racing, but on this occasion came out quite awkwardly. Neck went down on the ground, and as well as that, the normal slow starting Empire Nikita moved right, came away quite well, and there's an early bump between the two dogs, and it suddenly allows number 5 Haliska Vienna on the inside, Wine Tavern Taz, who was the fastest of all into his stride. They get out and they're level with Serene Rumble on the way to the bend. It was very tricky into the corner here. He could have been the meat and the sandwich at this stage, but Wine Tavern Taz railing well. Eddie Ryan looking very anxious, wondering is Serene Rumble going to turn on the usual pace down the back straight, in behind for a change because he's normally out front. But here he goes. Bit of relief showing now on Eddie's face as he sees Serene Rumble clearing number 1 Wine Tavern Taz at the third bend. Now just about here he seems to lose a stride there, and back again Wine Tavern Taz comes to within a length of him, but away again goes Serene Rumble, now 2 lengths ahead, turning for home and turning for the judge. And from here, that traditional great surge of pace as he moves clear. Another £10,000 in the bank for Eddie Ryan, and watch how he celebrates another great success.
Well, Michael, great performance from him, but he had to do it the hard way.
Thanks, Michael. Yeah, he missed his break, and he proved that he can do it from behind as well.
Yeah, at what stage did you start breathing freely?
I had no worries once he was there.
Now, what would you plan, do you think, at this stage for him?
I don't know, I'll have to speak to Eddie.
Is he the boss or are you the boss?
I'll leave that up to Eddie.
But he's certainly earning big money, this dog, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a super dog. Every night you come out, he gives you 100%.
Well, Eddie, another big run from this dog. He's amazing, isn't he?
Amazing dog, Michael. Absolutely amazing. I mean, 3 major competitions in a matter of a few months and big prize money. We just can't get over. It's an absolute dream come true.
This was slightly different tonight, though. It wasn't away and gone. You know, you must have missed a few heartbeats tonight.
You can be sure I did. I was talking to Tommy Ryan up there on the stand, and turning the first bend there, I said to Tommy, we're in trouble here tonight. And the one dog that stayed with him all the way down the back straight, fantastic race, but he just proved what a good dog he is going around the third bend, and then he pulled away from him, won by, someone told me, by 4.5 lengths or something. He's an amazing dog. I think he's brilliant greyhound.
A dream to come up with one like him, isn't it?
An absolute dream, Michael. I said it to you before, I'd say you only get one of them in a lifetime. And they're all celebrating down there in Clare, and they're getting sick of looking at me on television on a Tuesday night now, so I think this will be the end of it for a while, because I think this dog will get a well-deserved rest after tonight.
Time now for our weekly look at the fixtures. On Thursday at Clonmel, it's the semi-final of the IGB Unraced Stake. On Friday at Newbridge, it's the final of the JP Moran 575. And on Saturday at Shelbourne Park, the first round of the Tote Gold Cup. At Limerick, it's the final of the Shelbourne Stud Puppy Stake. And at Waterford, it's the final of the Droopies Unraced Stake. And Thurles has a big night with 3 international pop gun races. Clonmel Festival reaches its climax next week with racing on Sunday the 2nd and concluding the following Wednesday with 2 international races. Next week we bring you those finals from Newbridge and Limerick, plus an international flavour from Thurles.